are you letting down? Find out now, and you'll also find out why right now is your time to crush it in business and life. It's time to speed up your results and take your business and life to the next level in just 10 minutes. Welcome to another episode of Real Results in 10, where we use our time really wisely by speeding up the book reading process so we can quickly get results in our business and for ourselves. So we only have 10 minutes, so let's get into it. If you haven't already been able to guess, the book this week is by Gary Vee, and it is Crush It. Why now is the time to crush it and cash in on your passion. Isn't it sad that some people so easily just ignore who they really are and what they're really passionate about? But that is not going to happen to you or me after this episode. So let's explore this problem. Gary Vee says too many people just ignore their DNA. They don't have self-awareness, meaning they don't have conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. They just blatantly ignore who they really are. The way I see it is you really need to live your truth and your values, whatever that is. And way too many people aren't being true to themselves. Look at it this way. Me and you don't have the same DNA, do we? No. Do you think I like all the food you like? Of course not. The same goes with your interests. Do you think I'm interested in everything you're interested in? No way. Our DNAs are so different. You're a completely different character. You have different feelings, motives, desires than I do. And Gary Vee says your DNA basically dictates who you are and whatever it is you were born to do. So when I was reading the book, the biggest questions I felt the book asked me was, am I respecting my DNA and am I living true to my DNA? Am I living my truth? Now, this isn't always going to be an easy question to answer, and I find the more years you have lived, the harder it is going to be to answer. But this question is so important for you to understand. Just as important it is to have food and water. Why? Because you only live once. You have this one very short life. That's it. You actually owe it to yourself to know who you truly are. In the book, Gary Vee says how his secret to success is to adapt what works for your DNA, and then total happiness will be yours, and you deserve to be happy. The way Gary Vee measures his success, which by the way, I think is how we should all measure our success, by how happy we are. And in order to be happy, truly happy, we have to live our truth, which is who we are, which is our DNA, right? And if you really want to be able to crush it in your business and life, you have to know who you are first before anything else. So my goal is for you to walk away after this episode and have a very clear answer to this question. How can I live true to my DNA? So some of you might have, a rough answer as I'm talking, and then straight away after this show, you'll get access to my cheat sheet and you'll have your answer clearly mapped out straight away. But others of you, without even realizing, you've built up walls over the years because of society, and it's going to take some time to really think about it, knock down those walls, and you will need to keep this in the forefront of your mind, so then over the next few days, more ideas and all that are coming back to you, and you will slowly get clearer and a clearer answer. But now, to begin, first of all, I have a rule for you. I need you to promise me, pinky promise me, that you will embrace your DNA. You are unique and interesting. And as Gary Vee said, don't put on an act and try to imitate or be anyone else that is successful. So yes, all you need to do is embrace your DNA, because the world needs that special gift that only you have. So let's figure out the answer to this question. How can I live true to my DNA? How can you live true to who you are? Well, I have 2 ways to help you find the answer. Firstly, remember Gary Vee said DNA basically dictates who you are and whatever it is you're born to do? I want you to think back to when you were a child, because when you were a child, you were unfiltered, you weren't conditioned, you just acted true to yourself. Like, for example, when you observe kids today, they just act, right? They are just who they are. They haven't been conditioned that much, right? So we need to find that inner child inside of us. Think back to when you used to be a child before you were conditioned more and more. This will help you realize who you are and your DNA. So, for example, as a kid, I played so many games, but the games weren't typical games. All right, this is kind of embarrassing, but I'll let you in on my little secret. I made ice cream cones and fries, like chips, out of paper. I made burgers out of alfoil and used empty boxes to create my own McDonald's shop in my mum's and dad's garage. So yes, I would spend countless hours playing McDonald's before and after school, and on the weekends I'd either play by myself or anyone else, a neighbor or friend, and definitely would make my sister play with me. So we'd be playing McDonald's. So if you're wondering, I did actually start a real business when I was in grade 6. So I was like 11 years old, and all I can remember was sitting in the back of the car and asking my parents something like if I could get a job or how could I earn my own money. Now, obviously, my parents said, no, I can't get a job. Like, I was only 11, right? But that did not stop me. I had a brilliant idea, and I decided to start an ironing business right then and there in the back of the car. So as soon as I got out of the car and I got home, I remember sitting on the computer. I knew how to use like PowerPoint and things like that. And I quickly made up my business cards, and I made like a loyalty card as well where you could clip it off. It was a bit like a receipt. My first client was my daycare mum I went to before and after school care with, and I charged $20 per basket. You know what? I even had my first employee, mum. But I found out that I'm not much of an ironer, so needless to say, after a few more baskets, I had to close that business down. You know, mum wasn't happy, finishing off my ironing when she had her own ironing to do, but that's okay. I just went back to making up my own business games. I had a lot. McDonald's was just one of them. And then I can remember in high school, so when I'm really thinking back, in high school, I would always choose the business classes when we had the option to choose classes. And I really enjoyed doing those huge projects where I would just go all in with my business proposals and everything. But anyways, I'll save the rest for another day. My whole point is, reflect back on your stories from your primary school to your high school. Really think what your true DNA is. And your childhood can tell you a lot. And if you're nearly finished school or around the same age as me, I'm 21, then knowing this will help you make the decision on what to do after school, whether you should go to uni or college. Because if I had listened to my DNA better, I definitely would not have gone to university. So yes, please, please, please reflect on your childhood and get that inner child back inside of you. You know, that one that doesn't have all the conditioning. So my second thing I need you to do so that you can help find your DNA is you need to really, really think about what you value. Be careful though. Do not get it blurred with what your parents want or society tells you have to be like. In the book, Gary says how it drives him crazy to know that there are people still out there who haven't figured out that they don't have to settle. And I couldn't agree with this more. Like, do you agree? There is absolutely no excuse for anyone to slog through his or her entire life working jobs they hate or even jobs they simply don't love in the name of a paycheck or a sense of responsibility. Gary goes on to say, we are all really lucky because we live in an age where the internet has made it possible for literally anyone to be 100% true to themselves and make a serious profit. So as Gary Vee always says, as long as you have enough hustle, patience, and big dreams, there no longer has to be a difference between who you are and what you want to do. To get the cheat sheet, all you need to do is click on the URL, enter your email, you'll get access to all my cheat sheets every single week, plus a bonus. I will send you a little amazing gift that you will love. But because when you know your DNA, you will really know what you're passionate about. And it does come down to passion. In Gary's opinion, and if you have seen Gary Vee's videos before and you'll know how big he is on passion. He says skills are cheap. Passion is priceless. And here is an example from the book. If you're watching an entrepreneur talk about engineering and it's boring, then there is one of three problems. 1, he's talking about the wrong topic. 2, he's using the wrong medium. Or 3, both. So let's say Gary spent an hour with this engineer and found out that his medium is writing and his passion is baseball. Well, get him writing about baseball and I guarantee he'll have better feedback and financial results than he ever had talking about engineering. So here's the big tip. Passion is contagious. So take that passion and use social media tools to accelerate your success and make them work for you. So to sum up everything you need to do in order to crush your business and life, don't worry, I will include this on the cheat sheet, but here's the list. 1, you need to know your DNA, who you really are and what is your truth. 2, you need to identify your passion. 3, you need to answer the following questions about passion. Am I sure my passion is what I think it is? Can I talk about it better than anyone else? And 4, you need to choose your medium. Is it video, audio, or is it writing? Number 5, you need to name your personal brand. You need to have a clear idea on what it is you're going to help people with. So for example, this book, The No BS Time Management for Entrepreneurs. This is so clear. I know exactly what this book is about. And if it was a Facebook page, I would know exactly what they can help me with. I'm drawn to it even more because it's specifically for entrepreneurs like me. So getting an extremely clear idea like this is actually very difficult and there's a lot to it. But if you give me your email by clicking on the link in the comments, I will send you out that free training I was talking about that will dramatically help you with getting a clear message. Because just imagine how powerful it is to be super clear on how you're going to help people. It's going to dramatically change your life and that other person's life. So on another note, I'm extremely excited because this book is what we will be diving into next week. And I have an amazing tool that will dramatically help you be so productive. Honestly, I'm already getting so much more done by using this one thing. And I'm going to have the most productive year ever thanks to it. So I'm so excited to tell you all about it and show you it on next week's episode. Go to my website now, www.reneechristensen.com/free, and I will remind you about next week's episode so you do not miss out on this crazy ridiculous tool. And you'll also get all my cheat sheets and that bonus gift I spoke about before. So yes, I will see you next week on Real Results in 10 minutes. Until then, embrace your DNA and crush it in your business and life.